I want nappy ass headed black women. Big pretty eyes, beautiful nose, beautiful lips, big hips, fat ass.
Her hair. Learning about a black woman's hair is a whole different type of journey. Respect her experiences. Listen to all her stories.
Need to stand up. These white men do not want y'all for real. When is that gonna click?
The idea of dating a white man that you ignore if he treats you like an object.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
If you a white man and you attracted to black women, here's a few things you need to know. I'm gonna help you out real quick. First off, don't never, ever, ever, I don't care if y'all having sex, what y'all doing. Don't never touch her hair. You hear me? The hair off limits. All the time. Next thing, if she say anything about the queen, she not talking about Queen Elizabeth or any other queen. She talking about Beyonce, you hear me? The queen is Beyonce. No matter what, it's always Beyonce. If she ever say to you, won't he do it? The only answer you need to know is yes, he will. Don't say nothing else. If she ever say, won't he do it around you, all you will say back is yes, he will. If her mama or her granny offer you some food, I don't care what it is. You better eat it, and you better eat it all, and you better tell her how good it is. Don't forget that one. When she say, babe, I got a bellyache, or my stomach hurting, you better take your ass to the store and don't come back with no stomach medicine, no Pepto, none of that shit. You better bring that girl back some chicken noodle soup and some Vernors. You hear me? Don't be getting none of that sweat or no other kind of ginger ale. Chicken noodle, Campbell's chicken noodle soup and Vernors. That's it. Vernors ginger ale. Now it's a whole lot more you need to learn than that. But that's a couple starters for you.
Look, what he's saying is not based on all. Every single woman doesn't feel that way. You have some, most likely women who are in this area, black women that feel like that. But I'll tell you what happens when this goes on the internet. They soak it up, right? They soak it up. And some ladies got it figured out, but the masses, what do? Could you imagine his TikTok right now? 1 second, let me take a look at this. All right, guys, do a little crime scene investigation, if we may. Now take a look at this. Fine text Tom about using the language. I want you, but she don't know if it's real. Strict. 6,000 views. Look at this video. Went down to 2,000. This one went down to 2,000. Dating a black woman be like 7,000 views. Happy Valentine's Day. Of course, that. I just like mines with a little seasoning. We already know what he's talking about. 47,000 views. What is he doing? Pandering for the money. Pandering for the money. And you ladies are falling for it. Look at this. When y'all break up, but try to be friends still. Look at this. What's your type? What do you think he's talking about? If you're a black woman, are you watching? Because a lot of you have been on to him, right? Posting these titles talking about I'm dating a black woman. Be like, when he says, what's your type? What do you think he says? Let's take a look at this.
I want nappy ass headed black women. Big pretty eyes, beautiful nose, beautiful lips, big hips, fat ass, big breasts. I want original African woman.
Headed black woman. Crazy.
A few things you need to know about dating a black woman. And Yes, I'm qualified to make this video. If you don't believe me, just look at the seasonings on my stove. And that should eliminate anybody who think I don't know what I'm talking about.
Look at the season that's on my stove. Oh man, this dude is so cheesy. Yeah, he's been in the hood. He talks the lingo. Girls see that, go, oh, look at this white man loves black people.
Number one, embrace her culture. I'm talking traditions, food, music, everything. You about to start eating the best food you ever ate in your life. I promise you. Number two, her hair. Learning about a black woman's hair is a whole different type of journey you ain't never even thought about being on. I'm talking about everything from hair creams to hair milks to hair oils to edge control, all that. Not to mention, offering to help her with her hair makes for some really good bonding time. But you always gotta remember, do not touch her hair without her permission. Number three, respect. And by that, I mean respect her experiences. Listen to all her stories. Recognize the challenges that she has to go through in everyday life as a black woman. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but racism is still a very real thing in this world. So you gotta be ready to stand up against any discrimination that she faced. And your support gonna mean everything to her. 4, communication. Communication key in every relationship. So always make sure you open and honest with her about everything. Cause if you lie or try to hide some shit from her, she gonna find out. I don't know if you know this or not, but black women, they like detectives. They find out everything. So don't ever be afraid to talk to her about anything. You always gotta remember, love is a journey of learning and growth, no matter who you with. So embrace y'all differences, celebrate y'all similarities, treat her like a queen.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP! Simp!
And cherish the bond y'all build together.
Here we go.
This white man gets on his page and says, the love of my life is probably a Takis eating black girl, and I'm over here with these stuck-up white hoes. And I see black women in the comments eating this shit up on their knees, so happy to get acknowledged. Y'all are so embarrassing. I swear if we were still slaves, them white men would have had a field day with y'all hoes. Get up, stand up, get a grip. Like, for real, this is so embarrassing. I was appalled. You know how y'all get secondhand embarrassing? Bitch, I was appalled. Y'all need to stand up. These white men do not want y'all for real. When is that gonna click? Why is it not clicking? They don't want y'all for real. And actually, white men who actually like black women, they would never get on social media and say no dumb shit like that. And y'all fall for it every time. If they really like black women, it would have been a black woman in office. Think, bitch. Think. Stand up and stop being so stupid.
Yeah, very true. But she has to understand most white men don't like black women, of course. Maybe he's into black women. I'm not trying to say he's not into black women, but he's a panderer of the biggest kind.
We agree.
Let me tell you how to weed out the fetishizers. Does he respect your culture when you're not around? Are you a secret? Does he know black people outside of you? Where did he grow up? What is his level of interaction with people of color? Is it a microaggression every time you are in his presence? What's his family like? Are they down with black people? This is not to say you should judge a man by his family, but if they spend a significant amount of time together and they have some problematic views, maybe...
She said it right there. What's his family like? Are they into black women? And why do you have to say that? Because his family can be racist as ever. I can't say this because most of y'all are not trying to get married anyway. But what if you wanted to marry the guy? How do you know his mom's okay with you? How do you know you can be around his family? And how you know the families will be able to intermingle? Most likely not. 9 times out of 10, that won't happen. Oh, so you just keep smashing them?
Maybe avoid that one. Is he open to learning about you? Does he ask you questions? You cannot be so enthralled about the idea of dating a white man that you ignore if he treats you like an object. Does he ask questions, or does he move with the entitlement of an individual who knows everything, and because his culture is dominant, has no desire to learn anything? Stay away from those men.
Happens all the time. It's even happening with this guy, but most won't listen.
But yeah, this would be great. The thing is, I'm not looking for friends with benefits just for sex. I miss just being held. Like, I miss not sleeping in bed alone. I miss having another person's warmth and like substance there. I miss curling up on the couch with somebody and being close and kissing and that safety and that intimacy. And the thing is, like, I don't want that from just anybody. I could go to a bar and make out with a stranger, but that's not the draw. I'm not at that point of desperation. And also, I would like to find someone that I find attractive. I'm not going to go make out with someone.
You know, that's why I've heard a ton of guys say it. And certain guys know. Like, for instance, and I understand why he said that because I know it. When Mano said it, he said, I love making love to these women. Right? What does he mean? Doing things like he's saying. Why? Because it doesn't happen much. So you with a girl like her, you hugging on her, you kissing on her, kiss her just to kiss her, like she's saying. That's things men do. A lot of men do that with women they're just messing around with. Women that they're just there for the ride with, there for a good time. Why? Because she's open, right? So if you want to get in the door, kick the door down, break in the house, you do everything she's saying. And there's a very few guys doing it. There are. I've done it in the past. A lot of guys know about that and do that. They miss that sort of connection. Provide that, and it's easy as pie. Now, I'm not telling every guy to go around doing that, but she's telling guys the game. This is the game. And you're giving it all away. She doesn't know, though, because she's a little white girl, but let's keep it going.
Just for the sake of making out. And so that missing piece is finding somebody available who respects boundaries, who I also like looking at, you know? And for some reason, that's been difficult for me to find. I don't know if I'm not my type's type. I don't know if I'm in the wrong area. I don't know. I just haven't looked around and seen many people where I'm like, oh yeah, I want your face on my face. Ugh. This might be
people around and said, I want your face on my face. This is why Chad kicks the door down every time. She doesn't know if she wants someone's face on her face. What is she saying? The same thing ladies are saying at the dating events. They want a guy that's tall and what? Handsome. To do what? Hold them. To care, show they care. That's what these guys do. And then, oh, guys doing me wrong. Come back crying to you.
If a man's ever rude to you, just be an inconvenience. You don't even need to be rude back. Just look them up and down like this and go, your shirt's on backwards, and then walk away. That could ruin their life.
Oh, she was serious. And that's scary. It's scary that she was serious because what kind of idiotic thing is that to do? Like a guy would be like, okay, I don't want her. Good thing she left. I mean, seriously. But let's keep going.
I'm about to give you a piece of advice, and my qualification is the TikTok that you have all seen by now. I know within the first message if a man is worth going on a date with. I don't even need to go back and forth with you 3 times. I know. And I'm funny. Like, the first messages I'm gonna send are going to be funny. So whatever you respond to what I say is how I immediately know if you're a yes or no. Venmo man nailed it. He nailed his responses. He was funny. There's a guy that I like just matched with that was the just no. 1, why are you texting like a girl? 2, why are you being dry? You have 3 seconds to, it's like a TikTok hook. It's like social media. You have to hook me into what you're about to say, my guy. And you failed.
Oh man.
We are doomed.
This is wild. Why is it wild? Now, why would I say this is wild? I'll tell you why. You said the same thing the other girl said in a different way. When she said a guy has to look a certain way to have his face on my face, like the guys who are used to getting some, right? They know what to say to hook you in because they're used to doing it. So many men are left to the wayside because they have no idea what they're doing. It's crazy. So many men. So how do guys get a chance with you? And they wonder why a lot of them are alone. You just said the same thing the other lady said. You didn't say it in the exact same way, but everything you say, oh, a guy has to be witty. A guy has to look good enough for a face to be in my face. That's saying a guy that's used to. That's getting crazy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of This is what it's like talking to a man on Hinge and why I'll probably be single alone forever. So first I want to say, when I've done these videos before in the past, or when I talk about like dates that I've been on, one of the most common comments that I get that people say is that I haven't gotten to know them enough through texting, because I'm not really I just really like texting for ages. I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm not really into it. Me personally, I would rather get to know the person in person than.
Guys, I gotta stop it right there. I'm gonna let her finish. She said, this is why I'll probably be alone forever. Forget what she said, get to know the person, but how old does she look? You're talking like that, but what are you, in your 30s? Over 27?
Unmarried, female, what do you call this lady?
Shanya!
Which means leftover women.
You shouldn't be talking like that. Bring shame back.
Shame is one of the 4 major arrows of a low value woman.
Over texting. So I matched with this guy. I kept that in mind. I was chatting to him for a good few days, maybe like 4 or 5 days. He then asks for my Instagram. He's like, let's move this to Instagram, which I was like, okay. We're chatting for maybe like another 5 or 6 days. No sign of him asking me out. Again, I said, I'm not looking for a pen pal. So I messaged him, do you want to go for a drink this evening? Now, not kind of short notice. It was like 4:30, on a Sunday. But I feel like sometimes I get into these moods where I'm like, let's go. Who wants to meet me now? I'm ready to go now. He replies Sunday at 11:30. Gosh, I did sleep. This was a photo of just his laptop. Now I have things to do. Lol. I work remotely. That's all. Absolutely zero reference to this.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this? Like, maybe this is like, he's like, oh, I was asleep, sorry. And then like, now I have things to do. I work remotely. Completely random information. No indication of like, yeah, I actually would like to meet you, but I'm not free. How about tomorrow? How about the next day?
Let's practice something called common sense. Because some of y'all just ain't f***ing got it.
How about in a few days from now? So I didn't even reply. I didn't reply to this. Moved on. Unfollowed off Instagram. So yeah, I'm here to say, even, this is why I like to meet up with somebody ASAP after only like a few days of texting, because I just...
See, meet up with someone ASAP after a few days of texting. So a guy, once again, saying the same thing the last 2 ladies said. You guys see the drift. Well, all of them are doing that, right? All women nowadays. You want a guy that has the experience. You want the chads. You don't realize what you're saying. You're asking for, you're begging for it. Give me the guy, and they say they want it too. Give me the guy that's been with 5,000 women. The guy that's with a woman last night, raw. Give me the guy that's with 10 women, raw last week. Give me that guy that knows everything, that knows how to say everything the right way and when to say it, and that's witty.
I like having my time wasted. Like, I did what people said. I gave him the time. I spent like almost 2 weeks texting this person, getting to know him, and then he wasn't asking me, so I had to ask him. And then this is the result. So yeah, this is what it's like talking to a man on Hinge, part 7, and why I'll probably be single and alone forever.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
Okay, so one of my prompts is, my most irrational fear is a silent retreat. He sent me a like and said, you a yapper? I said, I absolutely am a yapper. Are you? He said, I yap when I'm comfortable with someone, mainly by my weird interest of the month. Haha. And what's the weird interest of the month? The LHC in CERN, probably. What's that? Obviously. What are you talking about? The Large Hadron Collider, a big tube they use for physics experiments. Just so you can get the full effect. I obviously didn't respond to this, like, once again, like, where am I supposed to go with this? Where am I supposed to go? You haven't asked me anything. You haven't asked, are you into physics? What's your weird interest of the month? What do you like to yap about? I work in this field. That's why I'm in. Like, literally, why do they make it? This is like drawing blood from stone. Like, what? I can't even.
No wonder you're single.
That's your opportunity to reciprocate and carry along a conversation. Use those skills that you have. He's a man. A lot of men don't have those skills. Are you on the same planet that we're living on? They don't realize.
One of my hottest takes is that true love and soulmates and the one is all sexist propaganda. Fairy tales and movies function as tools that condition women to eagerly disrupt their lives and center men and center romance, and view domesticity as like romantic destiny rather than subjugation and oppression.
Yes, honey, older women have been preaching this for 60 or 70 years, okay? Publicly, and probably privately discussing it with their daughters for hundreds of years, okay? And women like that, at the dawn of feminism, when they made that stance public, started to bear the label bitter. Because in order for the patriarchy to keep indoctrinating the young women into becoming what it wants them to become, they have to discredit and dismiss the wisdom of the older women. Why do you think in a patriarchal society, all of Hollywood worships?
You see that? They actually think they're wise now. They do. When there's a lot of women who end up being 60 and say, I should have given in. What did I do? Where did I go wrong? Gonna be the same thing with her.
It's too late. It's too late. Let's just keep it PG here. Why do you think the indoctrination across all media is, here, listen to this 18-year-old sing about love? What the f does an 18-year-old know about love? I don't want to listen to that. The entire beauty industry, the plastic surgery industry, the whole thing is to convince you that being an older woman is somehow bad. Why? Because
She said being an older woman is bad, right? So you're trying to push these young girls to be 40-year-old cat ladies? Guys, she made a post, right? And I looked in the comments, and I quickly stopped looking through the comments, because you see how she's talking now. I'm gonna show you guys the first comment. It's gonna make you laugh, because then I said, and this is patriarchal marketing. It shows feminists a lot of times their brain is switched off. You know, my mother used to say back in the day, and she still says it. Like when she goes in the store and somebody is like a little bit slow or doesn't think the same way, my mom says they switched off the brain. Like it just like their cartoon turned it off. They shut down, switched off the brain. That's what happens with a lot of these feminists. Look at this comment. Maturing is realizing that the older men that solely goes after younger women do it because older women don't want them. So these older men are saying, okay, these older women don't want to give me that for JJ, so I'm gonna get it from young girls. It says, and she said, not the other way around. No. No. Wait a minute. So you're saying guys are not going to do something that's more favorable to them because older women don't want them? Because that older lady with gray hairs on the snatch doesn't want to give up the snatch for the gray hairs? Why do I say that? Because you see that one lady right there, right? She looked like she's about 40. She dyed her hair black. You think she dyed her hairs down there? So they're gray. Oh man, I got a shot. Let me stop. But could you imagine? I'm sure some of them are starting to dye that down there too. Like, you know, these ladies, they do with their hair. They said, oh yeah, I gotta go to the vagina wax lady and get a dye in the land strip. Yeah, they do that. They do because the women say they come in there stinking. All right, they do. They get dyed down there. Wow, I've never seen one, but that's wild. But yeah, guys, this is the wicked thinking of them. And look at this black woman. Man, this happens to them. Take a look at this. Take a look at one of the new feminist inventions, right? That they created that doesn't make no sense. Have a look.
Here's how we stay safe hitchhiking as women. When a driver first pulls over to offer us a ride, we pat them down and search their car to make sure that they don't have any weapons. We kindly ask the driver to handcuff one of their hands to the steering wheel for the duration of the drive. And for extra precaution, we also set up a metal barrier that sits between us and the driver. To ensure good hygiene during the ride, we do require the driver to wear a face mask because we don't know what illnesses they could have. We ask to take a picture of the driver's ID just in case anything happens. And before starting the drive, we do an inspection on the car to make sure it's in safe working condition. If everything looks good, we go ahead and move our belongings into the car. Hitchhiking is always our last resort for traveling, mainly because it could be very dangerous and unpredictable. The only reason we hitchhiked today was because our Cybertruck ran out of battery and we couldn't afford to get it towed. We keep a close eye on the driver throughout the entire drive, and we have 911 on speed dial just in case the driver tries anything sketchy.
Guys, because they made it seem like so a guy. I'll tell you why. Because if you want to say all men are bad, yeah, I would say a bad man, a very bad man with bad intentions is going to let you handcuff him to the steering wheel. Why? Because he knows once he lashes out, you can't do anything. You handcuff a man to the steering wheel. Do you know the man can most likely have handcuff keys? Because his plan was to lock both of you up in handcuffs, and then you handcuff him and you check the tires to make sure it has air in it. This has to be a joke. It has to be. Seriously, I'm watching this going, no, this has to be a joke. But if it's not a joke, it goes to show you what feminism is doing. Click, switched off the brain.
Shut it down.